All right, here we go. OMG Scrimmage. I can see the saxophone. Saxophone in the corner with it. Gets it out to a sports ball. Sports ball throws it back into the zone. Comes back on the net for. Comes back. Nice shot by Rasmussen and a save by OMG. Quick line shift here. It's 14:34 left in the first. Heinert out. Is it Heinert? Looks like Heinert out to take the face off. He's got hit Ulrich to his left. Puck comes out, able to control. Comes to back to Ulrich on the side of the boards. Gets out to Heinert. Heinert gets it out to Davis. Davis controls it. Gets it to Heinert. Heinert loses it and escapes. Davis in to help out. Comes out to Ulrich. Ulrich gets it taken off his skate to Davis. Davis to Ulrich. Ulrich gets it out of the zone. And we're going to get an offsides call by OMG. Puck comes back down behind the boards. Hagen chasing after it right now. Got Hagen, or Erickson. Erickson carries it up. Dumps it into the zone deep. He's in after it. Johnson in with the corner. Comes up to the point for Hagen. Hagen's shot gets deflected by an OMG player. Puck comes up and out of play. So 13 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first period. Scores 0-0. Scored. Okay, back behind the net right now. Christensen was able to hold it in temporarily, but it bounces back out. We're going to get an offsides call on CCHA. Riker takes the face off. He's got Sestefan to his left. Christensen to his right. Rasmussen and Schwartzbauer at back. Riker gets face off. Comes to OMG, but we're able to hold it in. Sestefan is able to hold it in the net. Hold it in the zone. Back behind the net is Riker. Puck comes out. Schwartzbauer is able to keep it in. He sends it into the corner for Riker. Riker sends it up to the point for Rasmussen. Back down. Christensen picks it up. Throws it up front. Schwartzbauer tries to take a shot at it. Schwartzbauer shot blocked by an OMG player. OMG comes down with the numbers. Back behind the net with it is Rasmussen. Rasmussen comes up to the point. Gets blocked out front by Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer skated down. Shot. Glove saved by OMG. Goal. 12 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the first period. Scores 5-0. Heinert takes the face off. He's got Schwartzbauer to his left. That comes off the point for ID. ID shot. Throws it into the corner for Heinert. Heinert has it back behind the boards. Gets it to Schwartzbauer. Back to Heinert. Heinert throws it up to Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer shot goes wide of the net. Comes back to the point for Davis. Davis sends it back in deep. Schwartzbauer's coming along with it. Comes back out. Center point. Goes back behind the net. Starkman in the nets tonight. It comes out to Heinert. Davis. Davis to Hagen. Hagen throws it up for a strikeout, just missing some. Actually, that was Ulrich. OMG comes back out. Comes to Hagen. Hagen gets it out. Tries to get it to Erickson. Puck comes down, back behind the net. Sweatout or Armentrout's got it. Gets it to Erickson. Gets deflected by Johnson. Out. Comes out to OMG. OMG throws back front. Shot. Nice save by Strickland. And that's a goal. OMG gets a floater out front. He picks it up. Easy shot. Top shelf. And Starkman. Nothing he could do. Little shift in lines tonight. Riker taking the face off. He's got Testafon to his left. He's got Christensen to his right. Up back is Rasmussen and Schwartzbaugh. Puck comes out. Comes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it to Riker. Riker's going to send it over to Christensen. Christensen's back gets deflected. Back to Christensen. He comes in. Shot and nice save by OMG Black. 10 minutes and 22 seconds left during the first period. OMG up 1-0 over CCHA. Riker takes the face off. Stefan takes a shot right off the face off. Sends it back upon the net, but it gets hit inside of the net. Comes back to Schwartzbaugh. Comes off center. Back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen throws it up to Stefan. Stefan tries to hit. Schwartzbaugh, but Schwartzbaugh is just a little bit late. Comes up to Stefan in the corner, over to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh sends it out back to Christensen. Christensen throws it back behind the net. Shot comes all the way across. Stefan back to pick it up. Stefan has it. Sends it across ice. OMG picks it up. Back to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh goes back down the net. Einart, ID, in with it. Puck comes out of the zone. Comes back in. OMG has it, comes out front. And comes right back out of the zone. Einart switching. Front line switching, looks like. ID. And nice save by Stefan. 8 minutes and 42 seconds left here in the first period. Scores are on G1, CC1, CC 0. Johnson takes the face off, gets it over to, I think it's Johnson, comes back to Davis. Nope, that was ID. ID tries to send it up the board to Christian or to Erickson. ID in the boards with it right now. Trying to get it out, gets it over to Johnson. Johnson takes a shove at it, comes out to Davis. Davis bounces it off the boards, comes up to OMG. OMG to the paint. Shot, saved by Starkman. ID picks it up. OMG will take it. Back to Davis. Davis bounces it back around the boards. Out front. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson throws it across ice and then heads off for a line change. Davis chasing after it in our zone. Davis sends it up to Riker. Riker bounces it up the boards for Lorenzen. Riker and Christensen fighting over it. Comes up with OMG. OMG picks it up. Saved by Starkman. Riker has it. He bounces it off the boards to the point. Shot. Saved by Starkman. And a shot out front. Come on, guys. Got to get on the board. Comes up. Stefan has it alongside the boards. He carries it out. He's got Christensen to his left. He brings it into the corner. Throws it out front. No one's there. Poke checked away by Armentrout. Puck comes in. Comes to Reichert. Reichert has it. Sends it over to Sextefan. Sextefan carries it in. Sextefan tries to go to the net, but it's just bounced into the OMG goalie. With a glove save with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the first period. All right, Heiner take the face off. He's got Schwartzbau to his left, or excuse me, Rasmussen. Comes up to the point for Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau's shot. Glove saved by the OMG goalie. 6 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the first period. Heiner takes the face off. He's got Ulrich to his right. Schwartzbau to his left. Comes up to Ulrich. Ulrich sends it to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it down deep. Sorry, that was Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau sends it over to Rasmussen, and Rasmussen shot gets glove saved. The space-off will be to the right of the OMG goalie. 6 minutes and 19 seconds left. Puck comes into the corner. Schwartzbau controls, sends it across, but right to an OMG player. OMG bounces out of the zone. Schwartzbau picks it up. Comes back to Ulrich. Ulrich carries it in. The shot goes wide of the net. Comes back to Heiner to Ulrich. Ulrich. Heiner picks it up, tries to shove it to Schwartzbau. Comes back to OMG. Rasmussen pinches in. Able to control it, gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to send it over to Schwartzbau. Shot by Schwartzbau. Comes back to Heiner in the corner. Heiner throws it across the crease. Schwartzbau pinching back down, but just jumps his stick. Comes to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau controls it, gets it to Rasmussen. Rasmussen has it at center ice. He throws it into the zone, hands off for a line change. Comes out to OMG. Rasmussen there. No goal. As Starkman is able to cover before it goes across the line. Five minutes and 5 seconds left here in the first period. Johnson takes a face off, tries to get it up to Lorenzen. Lorenzen misses it, comes back into the corner. Shot, they saved by Starkman. Puck comes out from Johnson. Shot right on net. Puck comes out. Nice save. Erickson tries to center it, but it gets deflected. Puck comes along the boards. Erickson able to get it. Deflects it into the zone, the OMG zone. Comes right back out again. Spidey back there for it. Comes back to Erickson. Erickson throws it out to center ice. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Lorenzen. Whitey gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen's shot is glove saved by the OMG goalie. Get the Reichert Sextefan line out with Christensen. like we'll have Ermentrout and Hagen in back. Puck's dropped. Record gets it back to Ermentrout. Ermentrout tries to get it to Christensen. Just jumps Christensen's stick. Comes back behind the net. Ermentrout pinches. Able to keep it in the zone. Gets it into the corner. Throws it across. Comes back out. And that's going to be an icing call. Have to come all the way back down to the OMG zone to the left of the OMG goalie. Striker takes the face off, sets the front to his left, Christensen to his right. Almost out and Hagen out back. Puck comes out. Christensen throws it in the corner for Reichert. It's blocked and back. Comes out to Ermentrout. Ermentrout able to keep it in. Along the boards with Ermentrout, and Reichert comes up with it. Tries to get it to Hagen. Hagen picks it up. Try and get around a couple players. Can't. OMG puts it. Comes out to Christensen and Ermentrout. Ermentrout sends it over to Reichert. Reichert sends it up to Sets the Font. Sets the Font, has it back behind the net. Christensen tries to center it. Can't. Comes back to an OMG player in the corner. Heinert in. Puck comes back to Ulrich to Armitage. Armentrout, just out of the reach of Ulrich. Puck comes back into the CCHA zone. Heinert chasing after it. And we're going to get an icing call on OMG. Puck comes all the way down to the ready OMG goal with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first period. Excuse me. Grasping the Schwartzbauer back. Puck comes along the boards, over to Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer carries it in. Tries to get it back to the point for Rasmussen. Comes back around the back of the net. Schwartzbauer crashing in. Throws the puck back behind the net. Comes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen shot is glove saved by an OMG goal. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the first period. Scores OMG 1, CCHA 0. Heinert to take the face off. Ulrich has it now. Puck goes out over the net. Over the boards, I should say. Heinert takes the face off. Schwartz out to his left. Hagen to his right. Sorry, Ulrich to his right. That comes out. Goes back behind the net. Schwartzball crashes down. Able to keep it in. Temporarily. Puck comes out to center ice. Rasmussen's there with it. Puck comes out into the corner for Rasmussen. Heinert back behind the net with it. Puck comes up to the point. Shot. Nice save by Starkman. Puck comes out to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to get it to Swartz out. Puck comes back down to Schwartzbau. Comes into the corner. Schwartzbau has it back behind the net. Throws it along the boards. Tries to hit Lorenzen. Does. Lorenzen carrying it down. Puck comes along the boards. ID able to crash it down. Gets it back in. OMG carries it out. OMG deflected off of Lorenzen. And we're getting an offside call on OMG. 1 minute and 5 seconds left here in the first period. Johnson comes in to take the face off. Comes out, back to Idy. Idy throws it along the boards to Erickson. Erickson and Johnson fighting for it. Comes out to Idy. Idy throws it back along the boards. Johnson has it back behind the net. He throws it backwards, hits a OMG player. OMG dumps it back in. Back to shot. Nice save by Starkman. That's going to hit the netting and go out of play. 31 seconds left here in the first period. Riker, Christensen, and out front along with Sestafat. Puck comes out to center ice, comes back. We're going to get an offsides call on OMG with 20 seconds left in the first period. Face off will be on the far dot for Riker. Riker gets it over to Christensen. Christensen sends it deep in the zone. Riker chasing after right now. Comes back. G takes it up. Picked up by Setsafon at center ice. Everybody checks up just fine. Comes down into the corner, and that'll be the end of the first period. All right, folks. OMGF 1-0 over CCHA. We're going to be back in 60 seconds. All right. Second period is going to be brought to you by Visine. FTC clearly. Riker to take the face off. Christensen to his right. Sestafon to his left. He's back to Schwartzbow. Comes back into the corner. Cross ice to Sestafon. Sestafon pushing into the zone. Gets it down deep. Riker picks it up back behind the net. Looking for an opportunity to throw it out front. Christensen there to help him out. Riker there throws it out front to an LG player, but Rasmussen's able to keep it back into the zone. Puck comes out to Christensen. Christensen comes along. Gets it back to Setsafot. Setsafot up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen to Schwartzbach. Schwartzbach's shot gets deflected. Nice job by Sestafon to throw it across the net. Just misses. Puck comes all the way down. OMG comes in. And a goal. 13 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the scrimmage with OMG Black. And they are up 2-0 over CCHA. Einert to take the face off. He's got Ulrich to his right. Schwartz out to his left. Out back is Davis. And I believe it's Heidi comes back to Swarthout in the corner. Swarthout gets it to Heinert. Heinert tied up in the corner with it right now, along with Ulrich. Ulrich to Heinert. Ulrich poke checks it away. Back to Heinert. Heinert throws it out front. OMG able to carry it out back. Comes up to front for Davis. Shot gets blocked. Davis' shot comes out to center ice. OMG carries. Throws it across the crease. Back to the boards. Ulrich gets it to Heinert. Comes back to Heidi. Heidi in the corner with it now. Back to Heinert. Heinert gets it to Swarthout. Swarthout gets it over, tries to get it over to Davis. Can't. Chases his puck. Comes down to the corner for Heidi. Heidi has it right now. They'll throw it up the boards. Just misses Ulrich and Swarthout. Puck comes down. Davis deflects it into the corner. Puck goes back behind the net. Back to Heinert. Wrapped around. Saved by Starkman. And we're going to get a penalty. Looks like it's going to be on Heidi. I did go to the box for a checking call. Roughing call, I should say. Checking's legal in this league. Johnson takes the face off. Puts it up to Hagen. Comes up to the point. OMG controls back behind the net. Again, back behind the net. Throws it out front to the point. Shot. Nice block by Johnson. Johnson throws it in the corner. OMG picks it up. Got it back. Throw it out front. Goes all the way across the crease. Lorenzen chasing after it. Comes back. Armentrout is able to try and get out of the zone. Gets saved. Comes out there. Lorenzen's got a breakaway here. If he can get there. Shot. No, that's saved by an OMG goal. Minute left in the power play for OMG. They're up 2-0. Lorenzen pestering and center ice. Here comes Erickson. Erickson will check the player. Comes back into the zone. Armentrout has it now. Armentrout gets it over to Erickson. Erickson picks it up alongside the board. Tries to get it to Christensen. It does. Christensen coming up now. Christensen shot. Glove save by the OMG goal. 24 seconds left here in the power play for OMG. 10 minutes and 46 seconds left here in the second period. Christensen's in to take the face off. Schwartzbau and Rasmussen out back. It's got Erickson up front with him. Puck comes into the corner. OMG throws it out front. Gets blocked. Rasmussen is there. Ref loses sight of the puck and blows the whistle. 10 seconds left in the power play for OMG. Christensen will take the face off again. Stefan out there now. Puck comes over. Comes to the point. Shot. Nice save by Starkman. Comes to the point for Rasmussen. Deflected into the corner. Rasmussen now gets it up to Schwartzbau. Both teams are at full strength. That comes out, sets the font, carries it into the zone. It's got Christensen and Reichert. Throws it out front, gets blocked by an OMG player. Christensen pestering the OMG player. He picks it up, carries it back around the net, gets it to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau sends it up the boards. OMG controls. Pressured by Christensen. Ulrich comes out on the line. Schwartzbau picks it up. Shot goes wide of the net. Comes back. Heidi's able to keep it in. Sends it all the way back to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau picks it up. Sends it across the board. Picked up by OMG. They're going to carry it in. And a goal. All right, 9 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the scrimmage. It's OMG Black. There's OMG 3. Einert takes the puck, carries it in the zone, gets tripped, no call. Puck comes out. OMG will have it. First ball pinches. I'm going to get an offside call. Sorry, that was Heidi that pinched. Face off will be to the far dot. 8 minutes and 58 seconds left here in the second period. Einert will pick it up. Ulrich is left. Swarthout will come in and take the face off. Comes up to Heinert, and Swarthout controls it, throws it back behind the net. Shot goes wide. Heidi along the boards with it now. Goes in the corner for Heinert, and Swarthout comes out to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau gets it over to Ulrich. Ulrich carries it in. Gets it back to Davis. Davis able to keep it in the corner. So it comes right back out to Heidi. Heidi throws it back in again. Heidi along the boards with it now, along with Ulrich and Heinert. Ulrich comes away with it, but only temporarily as long as he picks it up. Davis there to break up that play. Sends it up the boards to Ulrich. Ulrich fighting for it alongside the boards. Gets the player as he's coming out the boards. Heidi to Davis. Davis throws it up. Tries to hit Lorenzen. Comes all the way around. Shot gets deflected into the corner. Heiner throws it around for Ulrich. Ulrich has it alongside the boards. He throws it out. Lorenzen picking it up. He carries it in. Gets puck checked away from him. Then you get a line change. Puck comes out. Armentrout throws it over to Eriksson. Eriksson sends it back to Armentrout. Armentrout sends it up to Lorenzen. Lorenzen coming in. His shot goes wide of the net. Comes back to Eriksson. Eriksson shot deflected by the OMG goalie. Goes into the corner. OMG controls alongside the boards. Comes out to Hagen. Hagen gets it to Armentrout. Armentrout sets the font. Shot gets into the net behind the goalie. And we will get a face-off, looks like, to the right of the OMG goalie. Reichert, Christensen, and Sestefan line out there with Hagen and Armentrout in back. Reichert takes a face-off. Gets a puck to Sestefan, back to Reichert. Reichert gets it to Armentrout. Armentrout sends it back in deep. Sestefan has it back behind the net. Tries to get it over to Christensen. Christensen over to Armentrout. Armentrout loses the puck. OMG picks it up. Armentrout's able to... Nice save by Starkman. Gets it back over to Christensen. Christensen gets it blocked, deflected into the corner. Back in the corners, Armentrout, Reichert, and Setsafat. Reichert fixed up, no call there. Really looks like Armentrout's going to get to save. Armentrout's going to get a penalty off of that, which is nuts. So OMG will go up on the power play with 5 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the second period. Swarthout to take the face off. Puck comes out to the point for OMG. Comes back. Deflected. Deflected again by Rasmussen. Comes into the corner. OMG picks it up. Throws it down low. Tries to get it out. Stop. Save. Comes back. On the side. Comes out to the point for OMG. Jumps the OMG skater, but they're able to keep it in the zone. Puck comes all the way out front, and we're going to get an offside call on OMG. Minute and 29 seconds left in the power play for OMG. 5 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the second. Face-off will come to the near dot. Honor to take the face-off. Christensen to his left. Comes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it out of the zone. OMG picks it up. They'll carry it back out. Sorry, that was Schwartzbauer. Comes back into the corner. Back to the point for OMG. Back down the side. Picked up by Rasmussen. Anderson's able to get a shot out on point. No icing. Comes back. OMG coming down with a little bit of head of steam. Gets blocked off. Thrown up to the point. Comes back down in the corner. Back to Eide. Eide has it alongside the boards. Comes back to Christensen. Back to Eide. OMG controls. Throws it out front. It's picked up by Eide. Eide carries it into the corner. Thrown out front again. Nobody home. OMG picks it up. Erickson able to keep it in the corner. Rasmussen back to, Schwartzball back to Erickson. Back to Heinert. Heinert tries to get it up to Erickson. Erickson alongside the boards with it. Shot goes wide of the net. It comes into the corner for OMG. OMG out front. Shot goes wide. Might have been deflected off of Starkman's stick. Puck comes out again. Reichert's there. Gets it to Johnson. Reichert carries it out. Both teams are at full strength now. Reichert loses control of it. Sends it into the corner for Christensen. Puck comes out. OMG picks it up. Christensen loses a handle on it. Puck comes out to Reichert. Comes into the zone. Reichert carries it in, but loses it to an OMG player. Christensen able to press down. Get it. OMG picks it up, but gets it to Davis. Davis tries to hit Reichert and misses it. Sestefan chasing it in the corner. Sestefan sets it up to the point for Eide. Eide has it to Sestefan. Sestefan tries to push it out front. Misses it. He goes off for a line change. Puck comes all the way across for OMG. OMG breakaway. And nice save by Starkman. Starkman lost the stick on that one. Comes off OMG player. Shot. Nice save. Comes up. We're going to get an icing call on CCHA with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left here in the second period. Nice icing call. It's Lila, sorry. Thought it was Sharpton. It's Lila. In the nets tonight. I never took the face off. Got Swift out to his left. That goes in the corner. Throwing up the boards by Harrigan. Excuse me, I think that's Swift's foul. Up back behind the net. OMG controls in the corner. Nice check by Armentrout. Armentrout gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich cutting down the lines. Tries to get into the OMG zone and does. OMG carries it back out again. Carries it down into the net. Hagen tries to block him off. Can't. Hagen in the corner with it now. OMG comes out to Swarthout. Swarthout just gets into the zone. We're going to get a penalty on OMG for slashing. With a minute and 16 seconds left here in the second period. All right, Johnson will take the face off. He's got Erickson to his right, Lorenzen to his left. Out back is Rasmussen and Schwartzbau. Puck goes into the corner. Lorenzen comes away with it, back behind the net. Erickson comes to help him out. He does. Throws it out front. No one's home. Goes into the corner. Comes back out. Comes to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau throws it back in deep. Comes back out. Nice job by Rasmussen keeping it in. Ericsson's shot gets a rebound. Can't get a stick on it though. Schwartzbau sends it back in. Over into the corner to Johnson. Puck sitting there. OMG picks it up. Rasmussen pokes at it. Comes out to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau throws it back in the corner. Comes out to Rasmussen. Rasmussen tries to get it up to Erickson. Erickson chasing after it. Goes around the corner for Rasmussen. Jumps his stick. Comes all the way out. Armentrout chasing back after it now. Sorry, that's Johnson. And we're going to get an icing call. .9 seconds left here in the second period. 53 seconds left in the power play for CCHA. Wilkins going to take the face off. He's got Setsafon to his left. Christensen to his right. Out back is Davis and Eide. Puck comes back behind the net. Wilkins tries to break up that play. Puck comes all the way down. And that's the end of the second period. All right, folks, we'll be back here in 60 seconds. All right, here we go for the third and final period. Like to take the face off, got a little bit of line change. Hagen moves up to the front, and then Christensen off to the left. Over to Hagen. Hagen's got Reichert. Hagen loses the puck. OMG picks it up. Comes over to Davis. Christensen dumps it back into the zone and heads in for it, along with Hagen. Davis with it. Gets back into the corner, back behind the net. Heidi picks it up. Heidi throws it up to Reichert. Reichert bounces down the boards. Picked up by OMG at center ice. They pick it up, get it into the zone. Christensen throws it in. Tries to get back to Reichert. Back to the point for Heidi. Hagen sends it in. Comes back out to Davis at center ice. Davis's puck is deflected. Reichert picks it up. Tries to get it over. Gets deflected. Over to Heidi. Heidi to Reichert. Reichert tries to hit Hagen. But Hagen will come in for a switch after it. Ulrich chasing in after it. Comes up to the point. Einhardt's able to keep it in. And it throws it back behind the net to Hagen. Puck comes out front. It's blocked. Comes up. Swartz out with it. Swartz puck gets headed out to Setstefan. Setstefan throws it out to Armentrout. Nice job by Setstefan breaking up that puck as the puck comes right in front of the CCHA goalie. Swartz carrying it in right now. Throws it on. Goes over into the corner. Comes out. Armentrout able to keep it in, but only temporarily. Puck comes up center ice to Heinert. Heinert throws it in. Goes wider than that. Line change. Lorenzen coming in. Comes out center ice. Shot gets deflected by, I believe it was Lorenzen. Goes into the corner. Back behind is Johnson. Comes out to Eriksson. Eriksson gets it out of the zone to Lorenzen. Lorenzen gets checked off that puck. Comes back to OMG. OMG throws it out, but Rasmussen throws it back in. Comes right back out into the corner for Swartzbauer. Swartzbauer sends it up to Lorenzen. Lorenzen looking for Eriksson. Deflects off of Eriksson's stick. And we're going to get an offside call on CCHA. 11 minutes and 53 seconds left in the game. Break it on the line with Hagen and Christensen. Hagen takes the face off, gets it to Hagen. Hagen comes away with it. Loses the puck at center ice. Comes up. Deflected. Comes down. OMG controls. Pokes up there for Rasmussen. Puck comes out. Shot. Nice save by Lula. Lula gets it to Reichert. Reichert tries to hit Hagen. Cross ice. Shot. Lula covers. Nice job by Lula in that tonight. Being attentive to that puck. Defensive line change here. So Davis comes out. Lula's going to cover again. 11 minutes, 26 seconds left here. Breaks the big space off. Gets it back behind him. Goes behind the net. He's chasing after it. Becker picks it up. Throws it alongside the boards. Gets it out of the zone. OMG chasing after it now. He'll throw it across ice. Bounces off Edie's stick. Edie circles round, gets it over to Davis. Davis gets it up to Christensen. Pushes in, tries to get it to Riker, jumps Riker's stick, comes back up to the point. Shot comes in, straight out in front, nice save by Leela. It comes down, OMG controls, tries to send it up ice. Heidi picks it up temporarily. Ulrich has it. Not sure what happened here. Behind the play, it looks like we're going to get an OMG player. Goes to the box. Looks like cross check. Oh, that's 5 minutes. Right. So puck goes into the zone. Heiner chasing after it. Under Swarthout and Ulrich. Out back is Trout and Setsafont. Setsafont loses the puck. Trout chasing back after a player. Shot, nice save by Lila. 10 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the third period. Still 5-on-5. Hunter takes the face off, throws it in the corner for Trout. Trout throws it over to Swarthout. Swarthout has to go inside the boards, bounces off, tries to hit Ulrich, just out of his reach. We're going to get an ice puck. Puck will come all the way down with 9:57 left in the third period. Ulrich will take his face off. Gets it in the corner. Sets the foul, tries to throw it up the boards, gets stuck down low, comes out to the point. OMG controls in the corner right now. Shot goes wide of the net, it comes all the way along the boards, all the way back. Setsafon is there with it, along with Heiner. Heiner throws it up to Swarthout. Swarthout sends it across for Ulrich, but just out of his reach, and it's going to be an icing call. All right, 9:59 left. Johnson takes a face off, throws it in the corner, shot goes wide of the net. Christensen comes along the boards, it's deflected, back down low. Swartzbow throws it back down below. Rasmussen with it, trying to get it to Eriksson. Eriksson comes away with it, gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen comes up with it. It's deflected in the corner. He and Eriksson are in after it now. Puck comes out. OMG picks it up, carries it out, deflected after an OMG player. Eriksson sees that. We're going to get a penalty there. Another penalty there. And then a tripping call on OMG. So CCHA will go up on the power play with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left here. Johnson will take the face off. Lorenzen to his left. Eriksson to his right. Schwartzbow and Rasmussen are back. That comes up to the point. Back to Schwartzbow. Schwartzbow tries to get to Rasmussen and can't. That comes out of the zone. We're going to get an offsides call on CCHA. 8 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the third and final period. That comes out to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it over to Schwartzbow. Schwartzbow has it alongside the board, carries it in. Tries to get it out front and does, but no one home. Puck goes in the corner to Eriksson. Eriksson tries to poke check it away. Can't. Comes up to Rasmussen and out of the zone at center ice is Johnson. Johnson has it now. Tries to get it up to Lorenzen. Does. Lorenzen tries to throw it out to Erickson. Erickson to Johnson. Johnson throws it into the corner. Gets it up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it up to Schwartzbach. Schwartzbach shot. Save. Lorenzen shot. Goes back to Schwartzbach. Schwartzbach throws it back into the corner. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson comes in. Shot. Nice save by OMG goalie. Goes into the corner. OMG picks it up. Carries it out. At 45 seconds left here in the power play. Swarthout picks it up. Swarthout comes around front. Gets to the Reichert. Reichert's shot. Gets deflected back right over the net. That was no fun. 37 seconds left here in the power play. Heinert, Swarthout, and Hagen out front. I think it's Hagen. Could be Ulrich. Probably Ulrich. All right. Back to the point for Eide. Eide throws it down in the corner for Heinert. Heinert throws it out front. Tries to get it to Swarthout. Can't. Puck comes out. Short-handed run. Eide back to break up the play. Does. Gets into the corner. Comes out. Back to Eide. Back to Swarthout. Swarthout sends it over to Davis. 9 seconds left here in the power play for CCHA. Swarthout to Heinert. Heinert tries to get back to Swarthout. It gets deflected. Comes out and is blocked, but only temporarily. Ulrich gets it out to Davis. Davis throws it across ice. Both teams are at full strength. Puck comes out. OMG. Heinert back behind the net with it. Comes over to the point for Ulrich. OMG controls. Shot goes wide of the net. Back to Swarthout. Swarthout along the boards with it right now. Davis in to help him out. Puck comes out. Heinert able to deflect it back into the corner. Puck comes out to Ulrich. Ulrich has Swarthout. He hits Swarthout. Swarthout comes up with it. Looking for somebody coming up behind him. No one is. Puck goes into the corner. Back behind the net. Johnson. Comes up to the point, all the way across, out of the zone. OMG comes in, throws it back behind the net. On the track, Johnson comes away with it. Johnson gets it to Erickson. Erickson to Lorenzen. Erickson carries it in, loses his handle on it. Comes right back out again. Back to Armantrout. Armantrout over to Sestefan. Sestefan tries to get it up to Erickson. Erickson comes in. Shot. Save. And grab. 5 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the game. Riker comes in to take the face off. He's got Hagen to his left, Christensen to his right, Armantrout and Sestefan out back. Back to Sestefan. Sestefan's shot is deflected, goes in the corner for Hagen. Hagen sends it back, comes alongside the boards, gets past Sestefan. Armantrout back, trying to deflect it and does so. Comes into the point. Back to Christensen. Christensen gets it to Hagen. Again, brings it into the corner. Bounced off that. Ricketts back there with it. Tries to get Trout. G comes away with it. Bounced off over to Hagen. Hagen sends it up to Christensen. Christensen dumps it into the zone. Reichert in the corner with it. Fighting for it. Tries to get it up to Trout and does. Trout gets it over to Sestafon. Sestafon back to Trout. Trout circles round. Gets it over to Sestafon. Sestafon to Trout. Trout back to Sestafon. Trout bounces out his stick. Comes back to Sestafon at center ice. Sestafon loses the puck just as with Classy. Reichert able to keep it deep in the zone. Puck comes all the way down, and we're going to get an icing call on OMG. All right, 3 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the third period. OMG up 3-0. Heinert squares out, and Ulrich line out. Puck comes out to the point for nice shot by Ulrich. Another nice shot. Oh, score! Ulrich gets his rebound and is able to knock it in. So it's 3-1. OMG over CCHA with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left here. Heinert's going to take the face off, Swarth out to his left. Ulrich to his left, right. Puck comes out. He's out of the zone. He's going to get an offside call. Carried it in just as Heinert was trying to get back. Heinert takes the face off. Pushes it forward into the zone, comes out, and we get another outside spot. OMG controls off this face off. Comes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it up to Swarthout. Swarthout throws it along the boards to Ulrich. Ulrich carries it in. He comes in, shot, saved by the OMG goalie. 2 minutes, 59 seconds left here in the third period. Have the Johnson line out. Erickson to the right. Lorenzen to the left. Heidi and Davis out back. Out comes to Davis. Davis a shot. Nice save by OMG. OMG bounces it off and is sent it all the way down. That's going to be, it's fluttering. Davis will have to pick it up. Sends it along the boards to Erickson. Erickson sends it over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen slaps at it, but it goes down in the corner. It comes up the boards. Erickson chasing after it. Comes out to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau gets it to Erickson. Erickson tries to feed Lorenzen. Lorenzen's shot gets deflected in the corner. Back across. Gives a slap at it. Comes back. He hits Johnson. To Lorenzen. Lorenzen and Johnson tied up with Schwartzbau. Sorry, that's Heidi. Shot. Nice save by Lila. He leaves it, but no. They'll blow the whistle. Minute and 53 seconds left here in third. OMG 3, CCHA 1. Riker will take the face off. He's got Sestafon off to his left. Sestafon takes it, throws along the boards to try to play Christensen. Can't. Up goes into the corner. Riker deflects it out front. Goes back into the corner. Breaker chasing after it. Comes back to Christensen. Christensen loses it to OMG. OMG throws it back into it. Minute and a half left of this game. Back to, comes all the way out. Christensen defending at center ice. Cross ice. Estefan picks it up. Taps on OMG and OMG scores. All right, with a minute and 11 seconds left here, OMG goes back up 4-1 on CCHA. Heinard out to take the face off. He's got Ulrich to his left. Swarthout to his right. Rasmussen and Schwartzbau out back. Up comes back behind the net. Back to Heinard. Swarthout pinches down. Gets it to Heinard. Back to Swarthout in the corner. Swarthout tries to get it up to Rasmussen at the point. He sends it back down to Heinard. Heinard to Swarthout. That comes out. Schwartzbau chasing after it. Schwartzbau picks it up. Bounces along the boards. Got 40 seconds left here in the game. Heinard tries to get a hold of it. Can't. Goes into the corner. Comes back out. Back to Lila. Lila picks it up. Throws it to Rasmussen. We're going to get a penalty here. Oh, it's going to be an icing call. 17.6 seconds left. We get a line change here. Johnson to take the face off. Puck gets dropped. Tied up with some skates. Out front. Key controls. Shot. Goal. All right. OMG Black up 5-1 over CCHA. Johnson will take the face off. We'll into his left. Erickson to the right. Goes into the corner. And that will do it for the scrimmage. All right, folks. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Final score here is OMG 5, CCHA 1. And we'll see you later.